This is Clan Cur podcast. Today we're going to be talking about
the motherfucking Desolation of Smaug.
The Hobbit, the Desolation of Smaug, and we're also going to talk about the Unexpected Journey because this needs to be talked about. Okay, so I'm gonna have to set this down here because there's going to be rage.
Oh my fucking god, there will be rage.
I mean, okay. Let me clear this up right now. It's not a bad movie.
Yeah, not at all. The movie itself, both the movies are incredibly high quality. They're great action adventures. And honestly, as far as the movie itself goes, there really are some incredible things that they do with the film that you couldn't do with the book. And I mean, we know, me and Brendan are agreed that when you make a film, you can't always be true to the book. There's just things that are going to have to change. And what Peter Jackson does is amazing.
And you know what? I'm also going to go out and say this. This has the potential to be up there with the Lord of the Rings films. It just needs a little fan editing.
Oh yeah, it does.
And I'm sure, like, I'm a big fan edit fan, so...
I see what you did there.
I'm a big fan edit fan, and as soon as movie 3 comes out, I'm going to be watching out for a good fan edit.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping that people can do what they did.
Hell, if I had the free time, I'd make it myself. But, okay, so... Let's talk about. Let's
start with Unexpected
Journey. Okay.
Let me say one thing right off the bat. Unexpected Journey, with one or two minor mess ups, is actually pretty damn faithful to the book. It does everything right. The pacing is really fucking good for a movie, especially a Peter Jackson movie. Yeah. They do talk about things which actually were in the book. Now, I mean, a little backstory here. I grew up on the Rankin Bass animated version, and for my money, as far as the music goes, the music is in the Rankin Bass version. I actually prefer to the Unexpected Journeys version.
The glasses, crack the plates. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. So carefully with the plates. Blunt the knives and bend the forks. Smash the bottles, burn the corks. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. So carefully with the plates.
I've actually never seen the Rankin Bass version. My favorite version of Chip the Glasses and Crack the Plates would have to be J.R.R. Tolkien's version.
Chip the glasses and crack the plates, blunt the knives and bend the forks. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates. Smash the bottles and burn the corks. Cut the cloth and tread on the fat. Pour the milk on the pantry floor. Leave the bones on the bedroom mat. Splash the wine on every door. Dump the crocks in a boiling bowl. Pound them up with a thumping pole. And when you've finished your penny a hole, send them down the hall to roll. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates, so carefully with the plate. That's what Bilbo Baggins hates, so carefully with the plate.
He pretty much nailed it. The absolute worst would be Roy Dotrice.
Oh my god, do you care to do a rendition of that for us?
Chip the glasses and crack the plates, blunt the knives and bend the forks.
Oh,
no, okay, a little aside here. I'm listening to the audiobooks of The Lord of the Rings. They are wonderful. Roy Dotrice. It's Rob Inglis. Roy Dotrice is the guy who does the Song of Ice and Fire. Excuse me. But Rob Inglis, he is the voice of Middle-earth for me. When I picture Tolkien's voice, I mean, I know he doesn't sound like it, but when I picture Tolkien in my mind, he has Rob Inglis' voice. He's a phenomenal narrator. He does all these wonderful voices for the characters, but he cannot sing to save his life. And he insists on singing. You know what they should have done? This is Lord of the Rings. This is the fantasy book. Why didn't they have a full cast audiobook?
Jesus Christ, that would have been great. The audiobook, the version that I listened to, was actually an abridged audiobook, which kind of ticked me off, but I did listen to one. It was from the 1960s. An old thing that used to be on a couple of records, to give you an idea, that people uploaded to YouTube. And, of course, because it was on vinyl, it was abridged. But the guy who does the voice does a great job for two reasons. One, because he doesn't try to fucking sing. And number two, because he does give, a good character readings, except for his Gollum kind of sounds like Beavis from Beavis and Butthead. It's pretty fucking ridiculous.
I will say this. I like it when someone sings in an audiobook when they can sing.
Yeah, okay, there's that. Stephen Fry would probably be the best one.
Stephen Fry,
And even Stephen Fry didn't sing.
Stephen Fry isn't a very good singer. He sang a couple times. No, Jim Dale. Jim Dale could sing the shit out of those songs.
Tim Dale does have a decent voice, but I didn't like his rendition of the
Hogwarts.
Weasley is our king.
Weasley is our king.
His rendition was kind of.
It's better than Stephen Fry's version of Weasley is our king.
Oh yeah, where he kind of just. But
we're getting off topic.
Yeah, we're getting off topic.
We're getting way off topic.
Way off topic.
Okay, so back to Lord of the Rings. Before we get back to the Hobbit films, I'd like to make a minor aside. You know what my first exposure to the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings was?
No, what?
The BBC radio dramas.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a freaking good introduction, dude.
Yeah. And I mean, I wanted to actually read the books, but I was in middle school and I couldn't really get through it because I was a middle schooler.
Yeah.
So
it's not an easy read.
I tried to find the audiobooks in the library, couldn't find them. Found the BBC version. I was like, good enough. That was my introduction to Lord of the Rings. I mean, apart from seeing the Fellowship of the Ring in the theaters.
Well, yeah.
That was my introduction to Middle-earth.
But that being said, like I said, I grew up with the Rankin Bass version, and I'll tell you that the thing that Rankin Bass did, and this is where I'm going to make a lot of comparisons, and I want to just forewarn you, I'm going to make a lot of comparisons to the Rankin Bass version, because yes, while Ralph Bakshi and Rankin Bass kind of fucked up the Lord of the Rings, Rankin Bass did a good job on The Hobbit, because they told what was at its heart a kid's book in a family-friendly way, and they did it in an hour and a half. Not even. It was like an 80-minute, 75-minute film, and they nailed every major plot point except for the Arkenstone, and they left out Bjorn. But you know what? Those are two omissions that I'm willing to deal with, as long as it means
that's better than leaving out the entire fucking bard thing and having Thorin kill Smaug like what they did in the play.
Oh yeah, that was fucking ridiculous. But
okay, so the movie. First thing, and here's another positive thing about the book that a lot of people complain about. I agree with the idea of splitting the book. Structure-wise, it's very hard to get this all in a live-action movie.
If you're doing it live action and you're trying to make it into the modern Hollywood style, I agree with you. And the thing that doing it as a split-up series does is it gives you time to really enjoy the scenes. You're not bouncing from scene to scene to scene, which admittedly, Rankin Bass was a tad fast pace. It didn't have the time, and again, like the 75-80 minutes that it did, to actually really enjoy the scenes. With Unexpected Journey, the pacing is actually really good. You can really enjoy the festivities at Baggins' house. You can really enjoy the time in Rivendell, even though they add that completely unnecessary White Council bullshit. There's time to develop the characters that you don't get otherwise.
Yeah.
But
that being said, I absolutely disagree with the idea of making it a trilogy.
Yeah.
It should have been a 2-film series. They ended Unexpected Journey pretty much the way they should have. I mean, it was kind of an No, it wasn't. It wasn't really the anticlimax that everyone said it was.
It wasn't anticlimactic at all. It had a very good ending for that.
It had a really good ending, and you see the Lonely Mountain at the end, and okay, they're going to tackle the Lonely Mountain next time. That is a wonderful ending to the first movie. Okay, let's talk about the ending of Desolation of Smaug.
Motherfucking Desolation of Smaug.
They Halo 2'd it.
Oh, Jesus. Let's finish the fight. No, but even I could have accepted that. Okay, you know what? And this is where I fucking rage. I mean, all of Desolation of Smaug I'm gonna rage about, but where I'm really fucking pissed off is the line they end on. Say it with me now, the most stereotypical line in any fucking cliffhanger ending ever. What have we done?
Oh yeah, that's right. First off, it was fucking cheesy, the line they gave Smaug. I am fire. I am death.
But at least that was in the fucking book. That was reasonable because that was in the book. I can see that. And you know what?
What have we done?
What have we done?
That's a line from Star Wars. The prequels.
What have we done? No, here's the thing. Again,
they use that in the prequels. That the Star Wars prequels. That tells you how bad an idea it is.
But again, I could have if they actually ended with. I'll tell you what. Honestly, I'm dead serious about this. If they'd ended with "I am fire, I am death," that would have been a good ending. Because while the line might sound a little silly, it is at least an intimidating line. It was originally in the book, and that's a good place to end off. Just the fear. But to have fucking Bilbo have to fucking co-sign Smaug's little line there, what have we done? Oh no, because if you hadn't said anything, I wouldn't have realized you were feeling guilty. Fuck you!